Hey everyone, welcome back here to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage on this Sunday, September 21st, 2025. My name is Hunter, and believe it or not, guys, we are just one day away from fall equinox, which is tomorrow on Monday, September 22nd. In today's weather forecast, we're going to be looking at your severe weather risk that returns across the central United States, especially some stronger winds, some hail, a few tornadoes will be possible with this. We'll highlight the areas most at risk for severe weather in this video. We're going to be looking at a recurving typhoon. Yeah, what happens halfway across the world could actually impact our weather locally here in Canada and the United States in October. So we're going to be looking at that and your tropical weather update in general at the end of the video and some key trends to watch. So a lot to get to today. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do daily weather forecast breakdowns, especially when it's active out there. Like the video if you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out more than you know. Share it with a friend, family member, and on social media. It also helps out by sharing it as well. Let's look here at the big picture across the lower 48, and this is a lot of colors, right? You can see, and the brighter colors like the reds, the pinks, the oranges, that's where we have more spin in the mid levels of the atmosphere across the Rockies, and this is going to be screeching down across the southern plains as we go through today and into the day on Monday, and that is going to bring some severe weather with it. So today, Red River Valley, we're talking northern Texas, southern Oklahoma, kind of around the Dallas area and areas over there toward Wichita Falls for some severe weather on a scattered coverage, and then more isolated the further north and east you go. Up here through the Ozarks of Missouri, for example, the Illinois Valley there down towards St. Louis and Springfield, Illinois, and then over here into the Ohio Valley, Indianapolis, Dayton, Toledo, Detroit, even into the Louisville and Cincinnati areas. A couple stronger storms up there into northwestern Iowa and Minnesota as well. And then as we go into tomorrow, it looks like a much bigger day for severe weather coming together for Kansas, western Oklahoma, and the northeast Texas Panhandle. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has that slight risk in place. Would not be surprised if they expand this or even upgrade it to an enhanced as we get closer. And then we have more of that isolated coverage in dark green further north and east again into Nebraska, western Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, and then over there from Lake Erie all the way into middle and eastern Tennessee. And then once we get to Tuesday, September 23rd, I think it's more really of Dallas to Nashville type of threat for severe weather with Little Rock and Memphis included. And this is more of an isolated coverage on Tuesday. So here we go as we go into this afternoon, and it looks like we're going to be seeing more of that scattered coverage. So not everybody will be seeing these storms, but we could be seeing those damaging straight line winds. That'll be enough to knock out some power, bring down some trees, especially smaller trees and some tree branches. And then as we go to the day on Monday, it's mainly later in the day, right? It's the afternoon, peak daytime heating, into the evening hours where we could start to see these clusters of storms and more numerous coverage of severe weather. That's why I do think an enhanced risk is not out of the realm of possibility to be upgraded as we go to tomorrow. Damaging winds over 70 miles an hour, some hail quarter size or larger, and even a few tornadoes will be possible on Monday. Then as we go to Tuesday, more of a isolated to scattered coverage, the highest coverage down near Dallas and Little Rock. Further north and east you go toward the Ohio River, so areas up near Louisville, for example, Lexington and Paducah, probably seeing more isolated coverage of storms once we get into Tuesday. This is going to be a pattern in which we're going to see a lot of rainfall. So we're going to be seeing rainfall amounts that are very significant. And if you look outdoors, your grass is brown, it's very dry out there, very crunchy, and this is going to be some much needed rainfall for areas here into the boot heel of Missouri, into portions along the Ohio River, where we could be seeing in these reds and oranges anywhere from 4 to 7 inches of rain, really between now and next Sunday. So definitely seeing some heavier rain with a sharper cutoff the further north you go. So Chicago, Des Moines, and up there toward Omaha might see kind of the northern fringe of that. The further north you go, we're going to see lesser amounts. Further south you go, we're going to see higher amounts. And looking at the drought, this was posted last Thursday from the Climate Prediction Center. And the U.S. Drought Monitor it's unmistakably dry here across the Ohio Valley. Moderate drought there in the tan shaded color. The oranges, we get into that severe drought category. And then in the red, that's extreme drought, folks. And it's not just limited to the eastern U.S. The western U.S., I understand, yeah, it's pretty dry out there as well. Now let's look here at the last week of September, and this is this upcoming week. And notice across the lower 48, some cooler temperatures could be favored from the southern plains near the Ohio River, and that is what we just talked about. The rainfall will keep our temperatures a little bit cooler, but further north into Canada, it's a lot warmer than you should be seeing here for late September. So we're talking about you in Alberta, you there in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario, even up into our friends into the Northwest Territories, way up in northern Canada, seeing well above normal temperatures. You have to go to Alaska to see cooler weather as we go into next week. And let's look here at October, right? We have a recurving typhoon halfway across the world near Asia, and this is going to bring a big weather pattern change, I do feel, as we go into that first, even second week of October in short order. So below normal temperatures are favored up here into the upper Midwest and the western Great Lakes. Equal chances of above or below normal here, all the way down into portions of the Red River Valley, into the Dixie Alley and Tennessee Valley region. A little bit warmer off the East Coast, and then especially all the West Coast seeing some warmer air. We look at precipitation, a little bit drier up here into the northern plains, upper Midwest, wetter for the Northeast especially, but the eastern seaboard, including Florida, looks pretty wet. Alaska, Southeast Alaska looks wet as well. Now here's that typhoon. It's way over here near Asia, and this is going to recurve back towards North America here over the next 1 to 2 weeks, and you can see that recurvature on all the ensemble members, really seeing that recurve. Now, there are members that are much stronger recurving it than others, but to keep in mind that this is actually going to bring a strong cold front to the eastern and central United States going into that first week of October, especially though into the second week of October with below normal temperatures. So that's what the recurving typhoon will do. And that'll heat us up across the western U.S. In contrast. And we're going to see some wetter weather out west, but I think with that cold front coming through, we're going to see some bouts of some heavier precipitation across the eastern seaboard, and that could trend toward the northeast, even though it shows the brown up here now, into the second week of October. But I do feel we're going to be drier across the upper Midwest, though, as that cold front takes place. Now let's talk about the tropics in general across the Atlantic. We have tropical storm, and should I say strong tropical storm Gabrielle that is approaching Bermuda there on the eastern side, and then we have a medium chance of development right on its heels. First, let's look at Gabrielle. 65 mile per hour maximum sustained winds with this tropical storm, moving northwest at 12 miles per hour, so still kind of gaining latitude there toward Bermuda. But it's going to take a significant recurve as we have a trough coming off of the eastern tropical Canada there near Nova Scotia that's going to pull this system way out toward Europe here as we go into later on in the week. Now let's focus on the next storm right on its heels potentially. 40% chance of development, so still kind of low to medium odds here, and it's a little bit further south than Gabrielle, and you can see the members are showing by midweek. This is Wednesday, September 24th. Some members showing a weaker system, maybe a tropical depression, tropical storm, and then for sure a tropical storm by the time we get to the next Friday on the 26th, and then it looks like a powerful hurricane is not out of the realm of possibility for areas near Bermuda, and especially east of Bermuda again, similar to Gabrielle, as it takes a similar track as we go from a week from today on Sunday, September 28th. On the Pacific side, very likely 90% chance of development here, and it's going to be continuing off to the west, just west of Mexico, as we go into midweek next week on Wednesday the 24th, and then we go to Friday the 26th. It continues to move off to the west. Again, there's some members that have it moving slower. There's some members that have it moving much faster here and weakening as it encounters some cooler water, again, a week from today on Sunday, September 28th. And long-range tropical outlook does favor the East Pacific with the MJO pattern as we go through the last week of September and into the first week of October. There is going to be recurvature, though, into the Atlantic, so that could be the saving grace for the United States and the Caribbean from seeing those really big storms. It is very warm in the Gulf, very warm in the Caribbean with those water temperatures, and as long as we keep systems away from those areas, we are going to be A-OK, my friends. That's what we're looking at. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel here at Weather on the Go, as we post daily videos here, and also turn on the post notification bell. When you subscribe, turn it on to all, so you get all my videos, all my live streams when I post them on my channel. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and of course, share it with a friend, family member, and on social media. I definitely appreciate that as well. Fall is around the corner. In fact, we are less than 24 hours away from fall. So if you are a fall weather fan out there like me with cooler weather and the leaves falling, well, fall begins tomorrow on Monday, September 22nd. And I will see you tomorrow in another video. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend out there.